to cover his body in chicken fat back then, too?
No, sir, he didn't. As far
something
as
new.
Did I?
No, I said this is something new with him. You didn't do it back then.
Oh, no, they didn't. And I was wondering, how can I get some tickets for my wife and go see y'all?
Oh, here's another one. Oh, good buddies with a wrestler, but you're calling me up for tickets.
No, wait a minute. He went to school with Hulk Hogan. Yeah, give him the tickets.
Yeah, but several thousand people went to school with Hogan.
I'm going for Hulk Hogan and...
Okay, yeah.
I'm going for Hulk Hogan and you, Macho Man.
I like this guy.
Yeah. All right.
Don't ask me why, but I like him.
Good for you, champ. Mike, I'll put you on hold. Serial will get your name and number and all that kind of good stuff. I don't... People... big friends. I went to school with him. Can I have tickets, Lassiter? Rhonda in Tampa.
Power Maniacs.
Rhonda, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi. I was just calling to say I was never a big fan of wrestling until I got married about a year and a half ago. And my husband and I have the biggest kick out of watching you, Randy, on Saturdays. We really enjoy it. And I was just wondering if we could get a couple of tickets to go. He'd really get a kick out of that.
Well, of course you can. They're for sale all over the place.
Oh, WFLA won't let us go?
Sure they will. I'll just maybe choke Bob Lassiter until he comes up with a couple of tickets.
You don't have to threaten me. You don't have to threaten me.
All right, well then give us one.
Don't.
Okay.
Please don't choke him. My boss and I listen to Bob every day in the office, and we just love him.
All right, then you come down and get the tickets.
Okay, Rhonda, I'll put you on hold.
Thank you.
All right. Unbelievable. People want free tickets. I don't understand this. Especially half of them, telling us how well they know various different wrestlers. Jerry in Seminole Heights. Jerry, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yes, hello, Randy.
Hey, how you doing?
How's it going?
All right.
Hey, I only asked for tickets, too, but not for myself, for my kids.
Oh.
My kids watch you all the time. They tape you. They watch you constantly.
What's the matter? Don't you love your own kids?
Excuse me?
Don't you love your kids?
Of course I do.
I mean, just think how proud your kids would be if you took your hard-earned money and bought the tickets.
Well,
as opposed to trying to throw your influence around, getting on the radio and begging and pleading.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Anyway, Randy, I don't care what anybody says. You're still the best wrestler in the world, okay? When you went up against Andre the Giant, that proved to everybody in the world that you're not afraid of anybody.
Bob Lassiter, give this guy some tickets.
Oh, all right. Line 4, Mike. Oh, what a soft touch you are. It's a good thing you're not giving away, gold or something today. Randy in St. Petersburg. Randy, you're on the air 970 WFLA.
Hi, Mr. Savage. How are you?
How you doing?
I got a question for you. My brother and I was watching Thanksgiving, and he seemed to think that you got awful ticked off at Hulk Hogan for picking up Miss Elizabeth.
What's that again? Say that one more time.
My brother thought you gave Hulk Hogan a real nasty look for picking up Elizabeth.
Well, just right there, the nasty look that you probably think that you saw were the eyes of determination and the eyes of victory right there, And what I'm thinking is that possibly Hulk Hogan in the back of his mind sometime is thinking that he would like to be, instead of the former World Wrestling Federation champion, possibly the World Wrestling Federation champion. And what I'm thinking right there, and possibly right there in the middle of the ring at the Survivor Series, is that even though the mega powers, are 50-50, 50% is Hulk Hogan and 50% is the Macho Man Randy Savage, managed by Elizabeth, is that the bottom line is that Macho Madness is really 51% and Hulkamania is 49%, and that 1% type of a difference is due to the World Wrestling Federation Championship belt, which is currently on yours truly, the Macho Man Randy Savage. So if you saw any kind of a look, it was the look of happiness that came across my face, Bob Lassiter.
Well, Champ, you bring up an interesting point. I mean, a little bit earlier I asked about Iron Mike Sharp, and you said that Sharp's record wasn't good enough to warrant a shot at the title. I would suggest to you, sir, that Hulk Hogan has only lost a couple of matches in the last, 12 to 18 months. He has a pretty damn good record. Will there be an opportunity granted by you for the Hulkster to possibly
I'm sure if Hulk Hogan gets past a couple of guys, that Jack Tunney probably had before him type of a thing, everybody's got to work their way up the ladder, that, the fact remains that Hulk Hogan, January the 23rd, 1984, won the World Wrestling Federation Championship belt, and 4 years and 11 days later, he was cheated, not defeated, but that belt went up for a tournament. And in that tournament, I was an opportunist, Bob Lassiter. I'm telling you that because it's the facts. On March 29th, I took the title. And currently, I have the title, the World Wrestling Federation Championship belt. And what I'm planning to do, and I'll say it right here on the Bob Lassiter Show, or I'll do it against Talking to Mean Gene Oakland, is with Hulk Hogan holding the belt 4 years and 11 days. The Macho Man Randy Savage is going to hold the belt 4 years and 12 days. And then possibly maybe I'm going to turn around 3 times and make that big announcement at a press conference and say that the Macho Man Randy Savage is retiring and back off right there. Throw that bomb right in the middle of the World Wrestling Federation. And then possibly maybe they have a big tournament and somebody else is an opportunist like, say, Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? Because he is the man and was the man for over 4 years and 11 days and whatever. And he could win that tournament, but then I would come out of retirement and beat him one more time.
Is it possible under the rules?
We could have a match, yeah. About 4 years and 8 months down the line.
Is it possible under the rules for you and Hogan to get together and perhaps go after the WWF heavyweight tag team belt?
Ooh, I don't think there's much interest right there. Possibly if a match like that was there and we were, our minds were there with the electricity and the wavelengths and the frequency being all together within about 200 miles per hour, we could do it.
Roger and Valrico. Roger, you're on there at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing?
Thank you for asking. I am doing well. Does that pretty much cover it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just didn't know if everything's okay.
Yeah, everything's fine. Hey, I'm so happy I could spit,
Yeah, I know. I feel like puking myself some days.
Well, what's up today, Raj?
You guys are really motivated to be around,
Macho Man.
It's really exciting being around you guys.
Yeah. Well, what did you want to talk to Macho Man about?
This upcoming event with the Big Boss Man.
You mean Wednesday, December the 7th at the Sundome?
That's right. I got tickets already, so I don't want none. I don't even want you to give me any. I already got them.
I like this guy. Give him some more.
He probably doesn't have any friends to take along.
I don't care. Give him some more tickets. I like this guy.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, so am I.
Who are you rooting for, Roger?
I'm for the Macho Man.
For the Macho Man? What, were you against Law and Order?
Well, no, but I'm against, I'm just for the Macho Man.
That's right. Bottom line, you're for the Macho Man. You don't need to say any more. That speaks for itself right there. Bob Lassiter, you're
like Elizabeth, and I wish you'd get in there sometime and kick, what's his name's ass, the Honky Tonk Man.
I'm glad you told me who it was, because then I wouldn't know who's whatever to kick. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know. You got to tell me something. Just don't get me psyched up and don't tell me where the ring's at. Don't send me out there in traffic like that,
Hey, I'd be glad to go over there and help you.
Give me a map.
Yeah, sure.
Some plan of attack.
What are you going to do? Hold down Jimmy the Hart?
I like to kick his butt too, along with the Slickster and all them other goofballs.
Well, what are you talking about? Sir, you are besmirching some fine wrestling managers.
What do you mean, fine managers?
Just what I said. I mean, you may have some ideological differences with them, but for example, Jimmy Hart has Jimmy Hart has managed a number of champions.
Yeah, I know he has.
And Slick has a fine stable, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you like to hold the paper on some of the people that Slick has paper on? Yeah, right. I think, sir, what we're dealing with here is a little bit of jealousy.
Say that the
jealousy? No
Wait a minute, hold on. You're going to lose the tickets that you already got, brother. I'm going to come over to your house and take them. I am controlling the situation around here because Slick's papers that he's got on the Boss Man and Akeem aren't going to be worth anything, Bob Lassiter, after December the 7th. And that date kind of rings a bell right there, kind of Pearl Harbor Day, and the mega powers have been thinking that we are not going to be naive believe on that particular night in the Sundome, Bob Lassiter, there is no safe seat in the building. Everybody in the building has to realize that they may be involved, either through
goodness,
verbally,
I'd never thought of it that way.
either through sight or sound.
I hadn't thought of it. Is Mr. Fuji going to be there?
No idea. Anybody with anybody.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, what, Raj?
Did you just have it out with Bobby Heenan?
Did I just have it out with Bobby Heenan? No, why?
Oh, okay. No, I just heard someone got into it. One of the DJs around here somewhere. I don't know who. You're about the only DJ. Or not, I
You
can't
could never
consider you a
work for the
DJ, really.
newspaper, brother, because you're coming in with 10% of a story. You know, there's another 90% out there.
No, I have sent off a letter to Mr. Heenan asking him if he would consider possibly managing my career since he has done so well for other men, but I've not heard back from him yet.
Why would you want him to manage your career?
Well, because obviously my agent ain't doing a hell of a lot for me. Off we go now to Pat in Tampa. Pat, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Ah, Brandy. How y'all doing?
All right. You got us all psyched up now. What do you got to say?
I'm just curious. Do WWF allow steroids in wrestling?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, huh?
That's right.
Huh. Where'd you learn to wrestle at?
Where did I learn to wrestle at? I've been wrestling all my life.
I mean, in high school?
Yeah, in high school. I was in high school,
Yeah,
yes.
what-
I didn't bring my diploma with me, but I hope that you take my
Oh,
word
yeah, I'll
for
take
it
your word
right
for it.
there.
Yeah, I don't have to see the
I
paper.
can make
I'll-
sentences, you know. High school diploma, yes, I do have that. If you're worried about it, I'll show it to you maybe sometime, but I don't think I will.
Huh. Okay, well, did you go to Lato or?
Well, I don't remember being sworn in here. I feel like I'm taking a deposition, but go ahead with your next question. Go ahead.
Okay, do you ever plan to contend any type of wrestling in the Olympics?
In the Olympics, no, because, I got a lot of respect for what they're doing over there, and a gold medal is one heck of a thing, but the World Wrestling Federation, I got to admit, I'm a little bit of a capitalist over here, a yuppie walking around here, when they give you green at the end of a bout, but other people, don't point your finger at me. You're all guilty, too. Mike Tyson fights for money,
Right.
If you're trying to recruit me for the Olympics in 92, I might do it if they have them around here as an extra hobby in the afternoon type of thing, but I know I'm not going to be paid after.
Well, we'll leave it on that. Let's go to Lynn in Largo. Lynn, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Macho Man. I just wanted to tell you that we're really big fans of yours, and that I'm going to try to get some tickets for Wednesday night, take my 11-year-old and my 5-year-old, and my husband Jim's out there listening today, and this is going to be part of his Christmas
Well,
present.
who is your favorite wrestler?
Macho Man, definitely.
Who's the 5-year-old's favorite?
I think Macho Man is.
The
He's sitting right here.
11-year-old.
Huh?
Who's the 11-year-old's favorite?
That he's at I really don't know. He's just kind of with the Warrior a little bit, I think.
Oh, you're kidding. The one that wears the ribbons? The one that
Yes.
makes Mary go, whoo, whoo.
Yes.
Oh.
But I do have to say that even my mom, she's 65, lives down in Boca Raton. She gets a kick out of Macho Man. She met him and Elizabeth at the airport down in West Palm Beach.
Uh-huh.
And she really got a kick out of them down there. She had to call up her son-in-law and explain to him all about him.
Okay, tell you what I'll do. I'm going to put you on hold, and let's see if we can't get tickets for the whole family there, okay?
Good decision, Bob Lassiter. You're getting smarter.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Can my 5-year-old say hi to the Macho Man?
Yeah, put him on real quick.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh, he's going to chicken out on me, I think. He was wanting to tell him that Elizabeth's got cute buns.
It was a real good decision on his part not to get on the phone.
So odd. Well,
He's only 5, though. You have to remember
Okay,
that.
everybody gets to go to the matches but him. You got to take away his ticket.
Oh, no. Can I ask you something, too? Do you think it's safe for a 5-year-old to go to see these things?
It's not safe to compliment Elizabeth in such fashion. Going to the matches is fine.
Okay.
Maybe cute feet, something like that.
Yeah,
But I don't
that
have
would
to
be,
worry about anybody.
I don't even like when they say she's got cute feet. No, I don't.
Not even cute feet, huh?
Well, cute feet, yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Well, even my mother said she was gorgeous. She saw her in the bathroom there at West Palm Beach Airport.
I think that's all we need to hear
I
right there.
think I'm going to put you on hold
That's
before
right.
you lose all your tickets.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, boy, we don't want to have that to happen. 1:39 the time. One line available. It's in Hillsborough County. 990-9352 is the number. Randy Macho Man Savage, my guest in the studio, will return. Jingle here. We, of course, being the champ, Randy Macho Man Savage. Joe in Seminole. Joe, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Afternoon, Joe.
Just listen to your show all the time, Bob.
Well, thank you.
Is Randy there?
Yeah, he sure is.
Randy, I'd like to take you back to March 25th, Friday, March 25th of this year. I happened to be flying up to New Jersey that day, and I'll tell you a little story here. I'm walking down the terminal to my gate, and I see this huge individual with tight black leotard pants on, green boots, and a lovely lady walking next to him.
Sounds to me like it was probably Bobby Heenan.
Nope.
No.
Nope. I didn't know who it was at the time. And the first thing that came to my mind was, God, I hope this character's not getting on my plane. Walk up and check in, and somebody nudges me from behind, and I was ready to turn around and smack him until I looked, and he was standing about 3 feet above me. Turned out it was Randy heading up to World Wrestling Mania up there in Atlantic City. Do you remember that, Randy?
I don't remember that particular time, no, but I'm listening to you.
Yeah, well, you were heading up to New Jersey, to Atlantic City at that time.
Uh-huh.
Didn't know who you were, and...
Do I owe you any money?
No.
I don't owe any money from you there.
No, there's no money involved.
Okay, no money involved, so
no money involved.
That way. Very good.
But when I finally got on the plane and found out who you were, my 12-year-old daughter is a fantastic fan of wrestling. She watches it every Saturday night. The only night we let her stay up and watch late TV. And she's a fantastic fan of yours and Elizabeth's, and I had to go, and I approached you. You were kind enough, and Elizabeth were kind enough to give me autographs, which she was thrilled with. And since she is such a big fan of yours, I was wondering if I could get a couple of tickets so that either she and her mom or I could take her to see the match coming up next week.
I'll tell you what. I will give you the tickets just so long as you swear to me that you will never call my show again with a recitation about who you met at the airport. Okay?
I've met a lot of interesting people at airports.
That's what I was afraid of.
There was no money involved.
Now, I mean, do you understand now? If I give you the tickets, no more... Okay, maybe you can call Liz and tell her about some of the fascinating people you met at the airport.
No, you can't call Elizabeth. No.
I've met a lot of strange people in the ladies' restrooms at the airports.
You've met a lot of strange people and ladies. Well, considering that the champ here is a role model, we'll put him on hold in a real hurry.
No more tickets.
In a real hurry, we'll get him on hold because obviously the champ. Off we go now to.
Randy?
We're all doing fine here, Mark. Yourself?
I'm a little shaky right now.
I don't have to ask you for any tickets because I bought 4 ringside seats.
All right.
And the doctors at the medical clinic in St. Pete also went out when they found out I got ringside seats, and they got their own.
Okay.
So, Randy, look for Mark, Kathy, and Mike. Randy, I saw your picture at Mike's place you get some of your clothes at. I'm doing some consulting work for him right now. Let me ask you an old wrestling question.
An old wrestling question, okay.
You remember Arnold Skolin?
Yes, I do.
Do you know where his whereabouts are now?
He does something for the World Wrestling Federation in the office. I don't even know what it could be.
Well, that's good. At least he's still around then, right?
Yes, he is.
That's good. Do you know if the December 7th matches are going to be a main event?
I think that they're very, 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 very special. Yes, Saturday night main event, is going to be there, NBC, cameras. It's a big event. You don't want to be embarrassed at a Saturday night main event because it goes all around the world. If you get hit with a pie in your face and you look really, really, really foolish, you look foolish all around the world, Bob.
Who would try to hit you with a pie in the face? I mean, come on.
Well, I might want to hit you with one, and the cameras might be pointed at you, Bob Lassiter, and you would have a pie in your face all around the world.
After all I've done for you, you're going to sit there and threaten me with... do you know who I am, sir?
Bob Lassiter.
I know that you're around the country, wrestling here, wrestling there, but I, sir, am Mad Dog Bob Lassiter.
Until I made you. Bob Lassiter says he threatens that to
Hey,
everybody.
look, I got friends in the business. You know, the fabulous moolah?
Yeah.
I'd be careful how you talk about me.
You got a lot of weight on your side there, don't you?
I beg your pardon.
Randy, be looking for us at the wrestling match, and we'll see you at the Duel in the Dome. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like it. Very good. Dig it.
Jim in Clearwater. Jim, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
How you doing?
Oh, great.
Oh, I shouldn't have asked that.
I know.
Yeah, I just wanted to speak to the king.
To the king.
King's not here.
Dick Norman!
Oh, it is not Dick Norman.
Oh.
You got the king right there with you.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to ask you, Randy.
Uh-huh.
How did Elizabeth become your manager?
Well, it was just like Bob Lassiter said a long time ago. All looking at me, hands, the slicks, whatevers, on and on and on and on. But I just wanted to shock the whole wrestling world, and I did it by meeting Elizabeth and having her as my manager walk down that aisle. And she definitely knows where the ring is, because every time I followed her down that aisle, we usually end up by the ring.
Did you select her yourself, or did your manager or somebody select her?
No, the Macho Man, Randy Savage, selected her myself.
Another question here. How often do you have to wrestle to be able to hold your title? I mean, can you go, say, 4 or 5 months before you have to wrestle? Do they determine so long before you have to wrestle?
No, you have to. In the World Wrestling Federation, it's not like boxing where you can defend it every 6 months or 8 months or whatever. You have to defend it at least once every 30 days.
Every 30 days you have to defend it?
Right.
Or they will take it away from you?
Well, it goes up for a tournament, is what happens. It vacates.
How do they determine
It leaves
that?
your own hands. I like that thing right where it's at.
Okay, if you do not say wrestle within the 30 days, how does it go up for determination of who's going to be getting it next?
Nobody gets it. What they do is have a tournament like they did at WrestleMania 4, where I was the opportunist.
Yeah.
But I would be allowed to enter the tournament. You got me thinking negative here. I'm not going to do that. I got a calendar in my pocket right now. On December the 7th, I put the belt up against the Big Boss Man, and I just defended it against Andre the Giant Man. And in order to stay the World Wrestling Federation champion around
wrestle
here,
right around
you got to carry a calculator.
Holidays.
Yeah, that guy couldn't beat an egg.
Who?
Hogan.
Oh,
he could beat him easy. He could beat him with his eyes closed.
No. Let me tell you the bottom line right here. I'm not saying that I wouldn't beat Hulk Hogan. In fact, I think that, and in fact, I know that I can. But I'm telling you, you're talking about 6'9", 310 pounds, the fastest guy and the biggest guy that I have seen combine those two powers. And I remember when he clotheslined me in the corner one time when he was across the ring in 2 steps. That's quite a force right there. When you say somebody at the top of his field for 4 years or 10 years or whatever he was, whatever it is, or even guys that are up in the top 10, you can't say that somebody's nothing, People that aren't athletes, that aren't even wrestlers or baseball players or football players or basketball players, that even go to the gym and work out regularly, they're not nothing.
Well, why are you always pushing this Hogan guy? Why not somebody like Akeem? Akeem is tall. Akeem weighs a lot.
That would be like saying that Air Jordan doesn't play good basketball for the Chicago Bulls, bottom line. You know what I mean? The guy spins around 14 times and dunks the basketball, and I say right here, well, I can block it. There's no way I can block it. There's no way you, Bob Lassiter, could block it. There's no way that the person I'm talking to on the phone could block it. They're there because they're the cream of the crop. Hulk Hogan held the World Wrestling Federation belt for 4 years and 11 days. I am going to hold that belt for 4 years and 12 days so I can be the cream of the cream. And I'm talking, just like Post Toasties, a little bit better. Yeah, that's all I want to be. 51% to 49% controlling interest. The madness over the mania.
1:50 the time. Charlie Macho Guy Davis standing by with a WFLA news brief. Back we being Randy Macho Man Savage, WWF heavyweight champ, and me, of course, Bob Mad Dog Lassiter, WFLA heavyweight.
Self-proclaimed.
Well, I mean, hey, look, you promote yourself, I can promote myself,
I'm not doing that anymore. People are gunning for me.
I'm going to start bringing in Miss Mary every day.
I'm in full view.
Have Miss Mary open the studio door. Have Miss Mary hold the studio door when I leave. John in Tampa. John, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi.
Hi, John. Oh, yeah, Randy. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Talk to Randy.
Hi, Randy.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, man. I wanted to know how you could become a professional wrestler.
Well, just work real hard, exercise and do the other sports too, because when you're competing in different sports, it's like practicing for the other sport. There's a carryover involved. A lot of your wrestlers that are amateur wrestling, running, bicycling, swimming, just all athletics are great for you. Just participate.
Yeah, I was on a track team, and I was on last year, wrestling team.
Why would you want to be a professional wrestler, John?
Because it's the best sport.
Well, I appreciate it's the best sport. There are lots of best things, but you don't necessarily want to do that. Why do you think you would make a great professional wrestler?
Because it keeps you in shape, and plus, it's just fun, To me, it's fun to do.
What? It's fun getting your head bashed in?
Oh, it's fun bashing people's head in.
There you go. I like the offense part. Bob Lassiter will try to get you all negative feeling.
No, you can go to the Teamsters Union, I guess, if that's what you wanted to do. I don't know.
Bob Lassiter, you're afraid to go out your front door in the morning. You got to have some kind of,
everybody's a critic. Everybody's a critic, huh?
No, I think I know what I'm talking about right now.
Oh, yeah, you're probably into up your service over on the other station. It's probably the kind of radio you like.
Yeah, I'm not very loyal.
I see.
I flirt around a little, float around. Do the thing, back and forth,
Now, Pat in Tampa. Pat, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Great, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, thank you so much for asking. I am doing fine. I am really great. I am good. I am well.
And you are
I am
Mad Dog.
just hunky-dory. Everything is really neat. Everything with my life is really cool.
Great.
Now what did you want?
I'll never make that mistake.
What I wanted to do, first off, let me say that I just don't want to talk to Randy. I have to say hello, Mad Dog, to you and get that out of the way so you don't feel left out.
Get it out of the way.
Now listen, seriously. I would love to get tickets to see the wrestling match, but if you couldn't go that way, my mom and dad love wrestling. And I'm calling, and I've waited all this time just to see if I could get some tickets for them.
Oh, all right.
And also, my mother listens to you every day.
Well, I don't sell tickets.
I
Doesn't
know.
need any tickets to listen to me.
I know, but listen, and I would listen to you every day too, but I'm at work right now. They don't know I'm doing this.
Well, you mean you would get in trouble for listening to me?
Well, yeah, because I'm supposed to be on the phone most of the time talking to customers.
Well, you are on the phone. What do you sell? Maybe I'll buy some.
Well, I work at a major bus line downtown that has a dog in part of its name.
Yeah.
So that's...
Well, I don't need any bus tickets. The Lincoln's still running pretty good. So, but if I do, look, I'll give you a call,
Okay, great.
So therefore, a potential customer, you can talk. Go ahead. What do you want to know? Talk to Randy.
Hi, Randy.
What's your name?
My name's Pat.
Okay, Pat from Greyhound is talking on the phone when she shouldn't be. I just read it on you right there. No problem,
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
So, good luck on your match.
Okay, thank you.
And it's glad I read an article about you that said that are you from Venice or somewhere down south of here?
What happens is that things that you read aren't always true.
Uh-huh. Are you from Florida or no?
Yes, I am.
What part of Florida are you from?
The middle part.
The middle part.
Yes.
You don't want to get specific, huh?
No, I want to be unspecific.
Okay.
I like ratting on other people, not myself.
And he's very specific about that. Pat, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you on hold. We'll get you some tickets for Mom and yourself and everybody down at the bus terminal. And, well, no, it'll just basically be for you. But my poor producer was about to have heart failure there. So, Pat, let me put you on hold. Michael Serio will get the information necessary to get you some tickets. I will remind everybody, my guest in studio, Randy Macho Man Savage, next Wednesday, December the 7th, humongous extravaganza at the Sun Dome. Randy will be defending his title. Ultimate Warrior will be defending his title. Hulk Hogan will be there. Everybody's going.
Hulk Hogan doesn't have a title.
Why, I didn't say he was defending. I just said he would be there.
Right.
Oh, brother. I mean,
one half of the Mega Powers is going to be in the Sun Dome.
Both halves of the Mega Powers were going to be there.
Yeah, my half, too. Yeah.
All right, I'll be there, too. Oh, brother. What will be back?
There'll be two halves there.
sing your praises, but you won't sing mine.
Yeah, that's the way I like it.
Yeah, right, okay.
I like that, yeah.
Let's go to Lynn in St. Petersburg. Lynn, you're on the air at 970 WFLA with Randy Macho Man Savage.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, great. I'm so glad I got through to you. I just want to tell you, my husband and I watch you every Saturday, and we think you're great.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That's positive feedback right there. Bob Lassiter, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening, but, she's also listening to my show.
Well, we listen to you, too. We're just glad you got Mr. Savage on there for us to listen to.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we had hoped to have somebody else on, and they canceled out, so we got which is not the truth at all. We begged and pleaded to get Macho Man. I have to be honest.
I like the begging and the pleading.
There was a great deal of begging, a great deal of pleading. I have to be honest about it.
Uh-huh.
Well, we want you to annihilate that big boss man.
Well, I'm not going to wrestle him.
Randy.
Randy.
Yeah. December the 7th, in the Sundome, the big boss man is the one who Pearl Harbored Hulk Hogan, from behind, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a present to the Hulkster. Okay. Well, I'm going to beat up the big boss man so bad that Bob Lassiter, you're going to feel sorry for him.
Well, there's no way to feel sorry for him, but
you're going to bring a tow truck in there and hook up the big boss man and drive him right out of the Sundome, right to Briscoe Brothers Body Shop, and try to put them back together again.
All right.
And what I'll do is just beat them up again.
Well, is there any provision in the contract, to keep that billy club out of the ring, to keep the handcuffs out of the ring?
Provisions are provisions are provisions.
Yeah.
That just sounds like a bunch of red tape to me. Because sometimes I sign something, and you can't always count on that.
And wasn't there a little bit of an altercation between Slick and Miss Elizabeth
yes,
a couple weeks ago?
Lucky that Hulk Hogan, my partner in the Mega Powers, saw what happened right there, and that could have been a very, very bad situation. His alertness really, really helped Elizabeth right there. And when you help Elizabeth, you help the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Is Elizabeth at least listening this afternoon?
I have no idea. Elizabeth, are you listening? Stamp your foot once if you're listening, or twice if you're not.
Well, we'd like to come and
Elizabeth is not listening.
Send us some tickets.
Some tickets.
She says the bottom line is that she wants some tickets.
All the free tickets are gone, Lynn, but there are some for sale.
They're all gone.
The free ones, yeah. But there's
I was hoping we could get some complimentary ones to come on out there.
Well, I gave away 30 already.
You did?
Yeah.
Can't you give out 32?
Well, I don't have 32.
Oh, well, okay.
You can only give all of you. You can't give any more. That works in merits and it works in tickets.
As long as you kick that big boss man's butt. That's all we want to
the bottom line.
Oh, I mean, that's worth the price of admission, isn't it? To see Macho Man finally.
Finally.
Chain that monster to the ropes and beat him with his own club?
Definitely.
Possibly even beat him with Slick.
It's a present for Hulk Hogan. I'm gonna bring out a ribbon and just put it around the big boss man.
Tony and Sefner. Tony, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
How you doing, Mad Dog?
Oh, thank you for asking. I am doing well. As a matter of fact, I am doing fine. Does that pretty much cover it, Tony?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay. In my entire life.
Oh, man.
At least you asked. I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to hear the rest of the tape.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony.
Macho,
Go
I
ahead.
believe you're gonna kick Hulk's butt on the 7th.
What's that?
I think you're gonna get the Hulk on the 7th.
Well, brother, I'm not wrestling him, so that would be very, very, very bad. I don't even...
Oh, very good. Very good.
Uh-huh.
I want to see it. Free tickets, please.
No free tickets
No
for
free
you
tickets.
because
Sorry,
you make
they're
no
gone.
sense. Not even dollars and cents, which is the important word, and you're broke on thoughts.
I
Say
think
goodbye to this guy, yeah.
Well, I think in essence what you're saying is even if you wanted to pay, you wouldn't want him there. I don't blame you.
I don't understand him. It's one of those guys that say somebody's nothing when they're something,
Probably
you just have
Dick
to...
Norman listener who tuned in a little bit early.
A little bit before, Bob, you were feeling pretty poor yourself, weren't you? You know what I mean? But we straightened you out, and you're feeling better now.
Roger in Palm Harbor. Roger, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Raj.
How you doing?
Thank you so much for asking. I am doing fine. Okay, now talk to Macho Man.
All right, last time I saw Macho Man was in Utica, New York, back in June.
Utica, New York. I remember. I used to live in Utica, New York.
And so did I. And it was the first wrestling match I ever saw.
The Onondaga War Memorial, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was the first, and, well, it's been the last time I've been. And it was the greatest time I ever had. And next Tuesday night, I'm going once again.
Well,
you'll be there a day early.
Well, Wednesday, I'm sorry.
Who did Macho Man annihilate that night in Utica?
Oh, jeez. I still have the program, but I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
And I loved watching him bash his head against the ropes, and it was great. And I talked to a bunch of people where I work to go, and we're all going, we're going to root for Macho.
Fantastic.
And we know he's going to win, so really ain't much rooting. But he knows he's got a lot of people in Tampa behind him.
Well, when it comes down to that Intercontinental belt, who will you be favoring in that matchup between the Ultimate Warrior and Honky Tonk Man?
The Ultimate Warrior.
Maybe you didn't understand the question. Between the Ultimate Warrior, the guy that wears all the ribbons that makes Mary go, and the Honky Tonk Man, of course, one of the finest singers in the country.
I hate the Honky Tonk Man. The Ultimate Warrior.
Unfortunately, there's something wrong with that line. We'll take another call here. Don in St. Petersburg. Don, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Don.
Yes, I tell you, the match I'd like to see would be between the Junkyard Dog and the Mad Dog.
Oh, the Junkyard Dog and the Mad Dog. Well, if you'll recall, there was a rather unpleasant incident last August 29th that will keep me out of the square circle indefinitely.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
I have a question for Randy. Randy, can you tell me how one would get involved in becoming referee for these matches?
Don't. It's a bad job. Don't.
I wouldn't even have any idea. I'm going to answer that question by saying that I don't know. Bob Lassiter, take some, advice from the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
When you don't know about something, say, I don't know.
Well, that's what I always say when I don't know.
No, you didn't before.
Well, what time are you talking about?
Saying it now.
What time are you?
Say somebody's nothing when there's something.
I don't understand what you're talking about, Macho Man.
Bob Lassiter, how do you feel?
I feel fine.
Very good. Keep on feeling fine. Yep.
Good luck to you, Randy. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you, brother. I didn't even know you were on the line there. You're not paying for this call, are you?
No, he wasn't. Is there any possibility that you, for example, when your wrestling days are over, might consider going into the fine, honorable profession of being a referee?
No, but I'm thinking right now that I'd like to have a talk show on WFLA 970 on your dial and take over the Mad Dog Lassiter show with a little Macho Man.
Oh, gee, unfortunately, the microphone seems to have gone dead over there. Bob in Largo. Bob, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah. Hi, Mad Dog. First time calling.
Great.
All right. I want to know one thing from Randy.
Yeah.
My brother and I were arguing. He told me that Leapin' Lanny is his brother. Would he confirm it or what?
Well, you guys can keep on arguing if you want to right there, but bottom line is that I have no brothers, no sisters, and I'm not a test tube baby. The madness rides alone, and Hulkamania rides alone, and together we're the Mega Powers, and Elizabeth is the manager of the Mega Powers. But keep on arguing with your brother. I like it. Shows a lot of spirit.
Then you mean also that rumor circulating around about the fabulous Moolah being your sister is not true as well?
Well, I'm not saying, whatever. You know what I mean? It was late that night. I don't know what the hell,
Well, Glenn and Palmetto. Yeah. Glenn, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Good afternoon, Bob.
Oh, yes.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for having the Macho Man on the air for us, especially for the majority of your program.
My pleasure.
For the Macho Man, a couple of questions for you. They bill you as being from Sarasota, Florida. Is that true?
Well, I bill myself as being from there.
Okay. And a couple of more quick questions. Second one, is it true that you are ducking Bad News Brown?
Oh, that is not true because I just finished about 3 hours ago signing a contract to wrestle Bad News Brown in the future. Yes.
That's major news. That's major news. We're
Could you
glad
tell
to
us
hear
where
that.
and when?
No, I can't tell you where and when because what it is a little bit of an intention type thing, contract, with all the rest of the red tape being followed later, because everything is after December the 7th. If I go against the big boss man and don't survive and lose the title, Bad News Brown isn't going to want to wrestle me anyway. It's after December the 7th that everything gets dry on the piece of paper right there. And by that, I mean the ink.
So does that answer it, Glenn?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's. Macho Man has to go over to Channel 8 and do some stuff. So we're only going to take a couple more calls. Charlie in Tampa. Charlie, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, Bob?
Yeah, Charlie.
You're a hypocrite.
I'm a hypocrite. How's that, Charlie?
Because you say that Macho Man's the undisputed champion?
Yeah, that's right.
But you remember April 5th?
What about April 5th?
You said he stole the title. Stole the title from Andre, and then...
No. That was Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan.
Hey, Macho Man?
Yeah.
You want let me play a tape here for you, Bob.
Okay.
I'll listen to it.
You might have to turn the pot up a little bit.
Hulk Hogan, supposedly the idol of American youth, committing a criminal act to help his friend, Macho Man, steal the title from Andre and DiBiase. Macho Man's as bad as Hogan.
No, he ain't.
He is, too. He's a weenie. Macho Man's a weenie. He couldn't even beat that has-been, that disgusting has-been, the honky-tonk man.
Well, this Andre, I call him a mutinous Goliath. You didn't catch him last week when he was beating up the Macho Man outside the ring?
Well, if he was beating up Macho Man must have deserved it.
And then sweet Elizabeth went running for Hogan.
The hussy.
She almost flipped on her high heels, going for the Hulkster.
The hussy.
That he was just beating up on the Macho Man outside of the ring while...
was probably because of the way Macho Man treats Miss Elizabeth.
And then Andre...
Any red-blooded man would beat up Macho Man for what he does to that poor woman, even though she's a hussy. I'd mop up the floor with a bum.
There appears to be some problem on that line.
No, there's no problem here, and I just want you to be quiet right now, Bob Lassiter. I want you to listen very closely because the Macho Man Randy Savage wants to make a stand right now, and I want everybody to listen. Yes, Bob Lassiter, Mad Dog Lassiter, you got to understand that a spade is a spade. When you got 5 cards in your hand and you got 4 aces, you're not doing bad when you're playing poker. You can possibly wager more money, and you can be very, very confident that nobody else in the game, if they're playing with just 52 cards, is going to beat you, Bob Lassiter. Otherwise, they are cheating. So what it is that Hulk Hogan is a superior athlete and the Macho Man Randy Savage is a superior athlete. And what I'm thinking right now, Bob Lassiter, is that you and me are in the same wavelengths, but different frequencies. Did you catch that right there?
Same wavelength, but different frequencies.
Different frequencies right there. And I want you to listen to that and think about it and let that go over and over and over in your mind right there. And then you're going to come up with your own observations about things that I've already said.
Well, Champ, I certainly don't dispute your title, but the fact of the matter is there is some very serious question about this Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan match last February. And I really find it very strange that you hang around with a guy that puts, chicken fat all over his arms and bleaches his hair. But, you hang around with who you want to hang around with, and, I have some bizarre friends, too. And,
yes, I'm sure
I'm not going to hold it against you personally.
Well, that's no problem. Even if you did hold it against me personally, that would be okay. You know why?
Well, why?
You know why?
Well, why?
Because everything's okay when the mega powers are doing the thing. Yeah, because Hulkamaniacs all over the world and Macho Madness Maniacs all over the world. We all confer, yeah, and it's 50-50 right there. And like I say, the mega powers is 1/2 Hulk Hogan, 1/2 the Macho Man Randy Savage. But when you split them up, you got Macho Madness and you got Hulkamania. It's 51-49 controlling interest. Goes to the Macho Man Randy Savage. Now, Mad Dog Lassiter, with the same numbers involved, has got the number 0.
Wednesday night, the Sundome. Thank you, Macho Man.
Thank you, Macho Man. Yeah.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me, please.
I'm not